Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. I trust everyone is having a beautiful Sunday as me and Andrea are. I am excited about today because we are continuing with our conversation of how to use this method we've been learning, the conscious and subconscious mind, to bring the life that we always desire a desire, and we are born to have those. And one of the topic we covered yesterday was how to use our visualization technique. And I'm excited for that. But I want to hear, how is it going with you today before we
Oh,
get
it's
started?
great. It's a full relaxation, peaceful Sunday. That's the way
Yes.
Sundays are meant to be. It's so nice.
Absolutely, absolutely. And yesterday, after we end our recording, I realized, actually, looking at my vision board, I realized that I have a stick, a cutout word, and it says, the world's women in networking and small business, and it hit me. Wait a minute, and so I am in a networking right now with people all over the world, and I am so well. In our networking we have male and female, but I'm amazed the fact that I attract that. And and I was like, oh my gosh, this thing is really amazing how it works. Because usually, people say use a lot of picture instead of words. Even the words work. So I got so encouraged from that. I have started to cut out more things that I want to accomplish in my life. So now I'm not talking about just um, that money only, okay? I want to experience just even the little things that I want to experience. I want to create a bigger vision board. I definitely do. So, and one of the things that I want to do, and I saw this one, I cut this one. I was so happy to find this. I am.
Oh,
I Yes,
yay!
yes. And this is another word I found. It says live big. Yeah, live big. So, and of course we all want to take time out to get some treatment, massage and stuff. So just as basic as that is what I want to go ahead and just, yeah, create a bigger vision board. And the other thing that I want to be able to get is, my husband loves sport. So again, when you are doing your vision boards, make sure you include all the people that the gift that you want to give to, because you just don't know how you're going to attract it. And that's what we know. His ways are past finding out. I'm learning that. Perfect example. So, but I want to be able to take my husband, because he loves sport, the tennis match, and I want him to be able to sit like right in the front. So I want to be able to find a way that I can color that, and that's going to happen. I know that's going to happen. So, yes, so I'm going to expand my vision board and create a bigger one. So I'm cutting out all these great things, and then I have a magazine that I already have in my house. So I'm super excited about that. And I know you said, um, you have your own vision board too.
Yeah, I used to just put pictures all over the house. That's what I used the whole house as a vision board, and I still will do that.
Yes,
Um, I haven't had anything up for a while, and so I purchased a real big cork board
yes,
and stick pins. And so this afternoon, I'm going to print some stuff off and get that set up somewhere that I see it every day as I'm walking through the house. You know,
yes,
you want to have it in a core place so that you see it often because it triggers those. Um, uh,
yeah.
what's that pathway that you create?
Neural pathways.
Yeah, yeah. And it makes
Yeah.
that stronger every time that just like your goal,
Cognition.
every time you touch your gold card,
Hmm.
it strengthens that pathway.
Yes.
And so
It's
it's just
creating,
it just
what I'm realizing now? So this whole thing is really about creating memory. Really. That's
yeah.
that's what it is, because the whole point of, when you so the memory, when it comes to memory training, is this. So you transform information from short term to long term. Okay? And you do that by entertaining the information, by making it bigger, by using your five senses. So because our short term memory it can only take five plus two or minus two informations. Okay, five plus two or minus two. So either seven or nine information one time can memorize. But if you want to remember more, you want to translate it to a long term memory. And what you do is you entertain the information by using your five senses and you transform it to a long term memory. Now, so we'll go in, but it won't last that long. You have to review it an hour later, that information. And what will happen is like you'll be able to recall. And then you will do it a day later, and then 3 days later, and then you go on and on and on. And after a few days, then it becomes long term. So now when you say that, this whole thing is all about creating memory. You know?
That's so
So
great. Yes, that's great.
absolutely it is, because now when you say the card and this information is, that's what it's doing. And so what we need to do is pretty much make sure we look at these informations every day, and they can create that pathway, because those pathway that we have, right, and they can expand. They expand and expand, and we have, unlimited pathways that we can create. Wow, this is amazing. Now everything is clicking for me when they are talking about that root and everything. Oh, this is beautiful. I am loving this journey. Okay.
And you got to
Wow.
share with me that memory tech, what you went through. If it's a book or a
Absolutely.
program or whatever, I'm interested to know.
Yes, absolutely. I definitely have to share. All right. So, if you want us to go ahead and start with this technique, we
Yeah.
can share with our people. So, I would like for us to start on, because yesterday we covered about the visualization technique.
Hmm.
Today we can cover the mental movie method.
Yay.
Yes. So he says the Chinese say a picture is worth a thousand words. Absolutely, I agree with that. William James, the father of American psychology, stressed the fact that the subconscious mind will bring to pass any picture held in the mind and backed by faith. Act as though I am and I will be. So a picture and faith brings to an objective world, pretty much. A number of years ago, I was in Middle West lecturing in several states, and I desire to have a prominent location in the general area from which I could serve those who desire help, which me and you doing the same thing, who desire help. I traveled far, but the desire did not leave my mind. One evening, while in the hotel in Spokane, Washington, I relaxed completely on a couch, immobilized my attention, and in quiet, passive manner, imagined that I was walking to a large audience, saying in effect, I am glad to be here. I have prayed for the idea opportunity. I saw in my mind eyes the imaginary audience, and I felt the reality of it all. I played the role of the actor, dramatized this mental movie, and felt satisfied that this picture was being conveyed to my subconscious mind, which would bring it to pass in its own way. The next morning, on awaking, I felt a great sense of peace and satisfaction, and in a few days' time, I realized a telegram asking me to take over an organize an organization in Midwest, which I did and enjoyed it immensely for several years. Wow.
That was fast.
Wow. That
Yeah.
is amazing. Because I was going to say, I always have this vision of me, actually. I have always felt that on a stage and an audience. But you know what? Because of the regular life routine, I have just brushed it off. But that's when I feel like when people say, what is our purpose? That's our purpose.
Mhm.
That little voice is saying, oh, that picture that's coming, because nobody told me, and this is your path and on to create that for me. That little is in the background, and I always see that. But now learning this, I say that's who I need to bring out, because that is the true me.
Mhm.
The rest is really, so I love the fact that he was able to manifest it like that. But you see how he did, immobilized and relax his, his self. And we've been talking about how the subconscious mind is, more receptive when it's like that, when the conscious mind is not distracting it.
And that
You have
sleepy
anything?
state.
Mm-hmm.
He got in that sleepy state. And instead of just having a picture in his mind, like he could have just had a picture standing before an audience, he actually made a movie out of it,
Mm-hmm.
which is even better. And
Mm-hmm.
he just kept playing that movie over and over.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And because that's the other thing too. Uh, and when you don't know, so for me, I always see that person on the stage, which is me, and I always see a lot of people in audience. But learning this method now, you learn, okay, you play around, you need to create that drama. So who is sitting in the front?
Ooh,
Yeah, who is sitting in the front? Who is assisting you? And what are the audience saying? So
you are
so
good at that. You are good at dissecting that.
so okay, when it comes to, okay, we say now this whole thing is about memory, right? So when it comes to memory, you need to use your five senses. Okay, so you need to see it, visualize it, you need to smell it. So in that room, what it smells like, create your own happy, smell that you want to create. And then you want to use your hearing. What are they saying? What do you hear? And you want to taste it also. Okay, what does it, now people be like, what am I tasting, right? But you can taste the room. Actually, does it taste sweet? Because you does it taste lovely? The whole energy, you can taste it. There is some sort of taste that you can take. You can create your own taste. You want to feel it also. Like for me, I see that stage with, podium sometimes,
Mhm,
and sometimes I see a PowerPoint.
mhm.
So use your, like, your whole, five senses, and create that drama. So when he says that drama, that's how it is. So when it comes to creating memory, that's what it is. So if we can narrow it down to that, that's it. So if there is someone who is, now for me, it works simple for me, because I know that little voice speaking to me is that.
Mhm.
But for another person, it's totally different, and they need to create their own. For you, it's a house, right? For you, the house is you doing it already. You know that, right? You're using the five senses. Now, I haven't heard you saying the smell, though. You ever imagine the smell?
I do because most of the time my visioning is standing out on the porch and
Okay.
and I take in that fresh air. But no, I want to make it even more vivid now that you bring about it. I want to, because there's pine trees and stuff. So I want to smell the pine. I
Mm-hmm.
love it. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And the
That's
taste now,
wonderful.
you're welcome. And the taste now, either if there is any vegetables you're thinking about having, you can do that, or fruits. Or you go to the kitchen, you cooking your delicious meal, and you and your partner, you are eating it, and taste that literally.
Okay.
Yeah, and create that whole memory, because now this thing is really, like, for me, I am getting it, and it's beautiful. So and then just create that memory, and just keep going back to that, keep going back to that. And then you want to ask that question. So what does it look like? What does it smell like? What does it taste like? What am I hearing? What does it sound like? And then what does it feel like? And make it colorful, larger, live like. Then, like he says, you will bring it to life. And for me, I knew that from, when it comes to learning, the stuff you learn is like, it does becomes like a reality. And I'm not talking about just material wise, but knowledge wise. So this is beautiful. I love it. I love it. Okay, so now he says at the bottom of that, the method outlined here appeals to many who have described describe it as a mental movie method, which is true. I have
Mhm.
received numerous letters from people who listen to my radio talks and weekly public lectures. telling me of the wonderful results that they get using this technique in the sale of their property. You see that?
Mhm.
How beautiful is that? I suggest to those who have home or property for sale that they satisfy themselves in their own mind that their price is right. And see, we need to believe it too.
Mhm.
We need to believe. Um, we need to believe it, because without believing is really, how can you? And we might not believe it in the beginning, maybe, but we need to train ourselves by adding faith, right?
Mhm.
Faith.
And the more that you go through that, the more you believe.
Yes.
The
Yes.
more that you do it, the repetition is what causes and grows your faith, and also you start seeing things change.
Mhm.
There can be almost, well, you see that it was just a few days in this story here. Many times it is a very quick result. It blows my mind, and the answers come in ways I never even, when I was concerned about the how, I never saw it coming the way it came. It's
Mhm.
crazy. I did something last night, and I got a, how do I say it? I went through something last night. I wrote down some negative things, and I burned that piece of paper, and I just sent that off. I released all that negative. And then I had something come up today that's going to help me
Mhm.
move forward with that. It was crazy. I mean, so I saw a response immediately. Um,
Mhm. Yep.
yeah, I lost my train of thought. I just got excited about what happened. Yeah. Oh, yes. Repetition. Yeah. Because it does. It happens so fast, and a lot of times in a way that you never even expected. So, but
Mhm.
it's the repetition plus seeing the changes that take place that grow your faith, and that just make you, like your excitement today when you
Mhm.
realize that you're
Yes.
seeing more things than you even picked up on. You're seeing more results already, and it's just your faith just grows tremendously
Mhm.
by the repetition itself. So
Yes.
you really have got to do that repetition.
Yeah, have fun. And, I have fun. When they say have fun, it is really not a joke. Have fun with the process. Forget about what, the reality say. Forget it. Um, and have fun. Be childlike and just imagine the imagination. Um, and yes, some people might say, how can I ignore, the reality? Just focus on having fun. Use your five senses to actually use it to create your imagination, not to actually feel the reality of what's going on with us. So use your five senses to create your imagination. And you know what? That imagination is just will be taken off, and then it will be able to transfer to the subconscious mind, and you will experience the life you want to experience. Because now, once you use it, this excitement feeling, and you entertain it and you transform it, is there. The next thing is, come and you say repetition, because in order for you to be able to memorize it, you have to repeat it. If not, what happens? The pathway, it will fade actually. If you don't go back and review this information, what will happen is that um, the pathway will shut down. But if we go and review information, it will get strengthened to the point that you will remember the rest of your life. So because of that, the repetition part, and that's what it is to create that. Okay, you have it. Anything you have highlighted you want to share?
I do. How much time have we got?
We have a 1 minute and 25 seconds.
Okay, we just pick up here tomorrow.
All right. And yeah, we did share, I think, an
This is
amazing stuff.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I can't
yes.
wait. I can't wait to be able to learn more of this and connect it, and be able to help people in this way, because I really want to be able to figure out how this thing works together, because I can see it now. It is they combined, and it's just about creating memory. It is. Yeah, this is exciting. Anything you want to add before we say bye? All
No.
right. All right.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much. Have a beautiful Sunday.